If you were no longer affected by the judgment of others and you stopped judging yourself, would you make different choices? Why make choices in your life based on judgments instead of on your awareness of what would create the life and living you desire? Everyone has the potency to make inspired choices. Get ready to listen, share, and experience the creativity that is you. Now, here is the host of Inspired Choices Radio Show, Possibilities Coach Christine McIver. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Time on A2Zen.fm.
Welcome, everyone that's listening live, playing with us in the chat room, or who's listening in the future. Thank you for coming tonight. I am Christine McIver, and tonight we are talking about even a goddess has a day off. Now, it doesn't happen very often, but it does happen, and I have a wonderful guest, Priya Ali, who's going to be joining me. And last week we actually, oh my God, that was so much fun last week. I did a show called Screw It, Just Do It. And last minute change up, I actually had all the amazing producers jumped on the line, and we had so much fun talking about stepping forward and choosing it and getting out of our heads and really creating what it is that we desire in our lives. And even when we do desire things, we can have a day off. So we're going to have some fun tonight with Priya for sure. So before we get into the show, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. If this is your first time listening, I am a possibilities coach, and I love working with clients to co-create living and loving that they desire with all the possibilities available in the universe. I am an Access Consciousness certified facilitator, an energy healer, a radio show host, producer, and owner, as well as a website builder. I work at so many different things. I love being different. It really does give me a lot of joy to create, and I love creating with clients. My programs assist individuals and organizations in bringing more possibilities to actualization. So if you are ready to change your life and you really would love to do it with a lot of fun and a lot of speed, connect with me. My first 5 minutes are always free. So contact me at inspiredchoices.ca, or you can email me at christine@inspiredchoices.ca. So today, even a goddess has a day off. Are you always trying to be happy, vivacious, and the goddess that everyone adores? Do you make yourself wrong when you are just fabulous and having a major day off? Priya Ali is my guest tonight, and Priya is a dedicated entrepreneur and mother of 4, has led a successful personal and executive coaching practice called Living 365 since 2007. Living 365 is dedicated to enabling dramatic personal and professional growth amongst its clients. Through highly personalized coaching and guidance, Living 365 empowers clients to establish positive, productive thought processes and behaviors. Living 365 offers a variety of services for individuals, couples, and professional groups, all of which are dedicated to constructive self-reflection and behavioral change, both personal and professional goals. Living 365 is dedicated to delivering a customized, holistic approach and measurable results. Priya possesses unique intuitive abilities that she has applied in 365 in all of her services. This intuitive capacity allows her to quickly extract valuable insights from individuals, social groups, and providing clients with guidance that is both objective and keenly insightful. Well, that's absolutely true. Welcome, Priya, to the show.
Holy, I got to wake up. That was so long. Jesus. Boy, there's a lot of crap about me.
I'm going to give my personal, what I would say Priya's bio. Priya's a rockin' lady. She says it like she sees it. She cuts quick to it and with a lot of laughter. And you're amazing. I mean, I've worked with you. My daughter's worked with you. I know other people have worked with you. You're fabulous, and you're just so damn much fun to be with.
Well, thank you. I do what I can. And
so,
right back at you, may I say.
So Priya, last week, actually, you and I had a lot of fun. We did, Priya actually has a TV show, brand new TV show, Living 365, and I was honored to be a guest on her show, and my gosh, that was so much fun. I really had a great time. How much are you enjoying doing the TV?
Oh, my God. I love it. I love the TV because I'm able to just sit down at the table in my home and just, it doesn't get more personal than that. And it's just like having conversations that we're capturing on film. And it's just so much fun to me because it's very natural. And it's not all this get up there and, you know, all these predisposition things that you got to do. It's just like sit down and chat. And I love that. And I love entertaining people in my home. So I'm having fun with my guests and we're doing something good for the viewers.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, it was a great conversation. I loved the dance, what went on. And none of it was scripted, which I really loved too, which is like the radio show as well.
I suck with scripts. I'm so bad with scripting, but I find that it just flows a lot easier for me. I think as most people, when you just sort of let it come to you, whatever, that's who you really are. And exactly. I love that our guests can be that way. So I make a point of, because some of my guests on the TV show, I don't even know them. And I say, you know what, don't talk to me before the show because I want it to be so organic. I want to hear about it for the first time and really give my authentic reaction to the great stuff that they're doing or the great stories they have to tell.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do the same. I do the same with my guests on this show. So Priya is so much. You said something in the TV show which was so Priya. I mean, it was so Priya. Priya's like, you know, I'm just always like a goddess because, like, even my what did you say? Your cover for your eyes when you go to sleep has rhinestones on it.
My eye mask. Yeah.
Your eye mask.
Because everyone should have an eye mask. Okay, first of all, and it's rhinestone covered with like an eyeglass on it. You should see when I go on airplanes. And I put those on. When I do, for the short times that I remove them, people look at me like, who are you, lady? But I believe it's very important, you know, to bling everything up. My dreams, I don't know who's showing up in my dreams, Christine, and I need to be prepared for that. So I make sure I go to bed with great pajamas on or off, depending on how good of a day I'm having. And I make sure that I look my best at all times because you do not know who's coming into your dreams, and you should always be prepared.
Okay, now I have to get ready for bed.
Exactly.
Wow, I need another hour now.
See? Yeah.
That is so funny. But you are, like, your home, I just love your home. I mean, when I walk into your home, it does feel like a goddess lives there. And you always just love loving yourself up, which is phenomenal. And there's no right and wrongness, but that's who you be. And I mean, we can be goddesses to ourselves, whether we're putting on the bling or not. I think that it's a lot of times the way that we just be kind with ourselves and the way that we're loving with ourselves. And we really, how we value who we are and how we show up in our lives, I think can really show that we are a goddess.
Wait, I'm stuck back on we don't need bling. What was that all about? What now? No, you're right. You are in your own way right.
Oh my God.
No. Reel it in, Christine. Yeah. No, totally true. And it's whatever makes you feel that way on the outside. It's a feeling thing. And it really isn't about the bling and how it looks. I'll tell you the truth. When I get dressed in the morning, if I go through 5 or 6 outfits and put them on, it isn't because of how they look. It's a feeling. And I know when I have the right outfit on because of how I feel in it. And that's what, to me, that true inner goddess is, connecting with what feels good to you.
Right. Awesome. Yeah. I love that. What feels good to you. And today it might be, you know, something very less blingy, and tomorrow it might be super blingy. And hey, I'm all about the bling too, girl. No worries.
Yes. Everybody's like, what? Why are you
they're in the chat room. Shut up, Christine. I need my bling. Thank you. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, please no hate mail about the non-bling thing.
Listen, if it doesn't come with bling, I will find a way to bling it.
To bling it. Do you have one of those? What are those old things that
Bejeweler? Not that I know about them or anything. But, I think you're talking about a bejeweler.
Yeah,
bedazzler. It's a bedazzler.
Bedazzler.
Yes.
There you go. So you obviously know about it.
In my dreams, I upgraded it because they weren't just plastic gems; they were real jewels. So I've in my mind created the bejeweler, but it's actually called the bedazzler.
Okay. Oh my God. So Priya, we definitely want to keep talking about being the goddess, but what about when the goddess has a day off? Because every goddess has a day off. And you know what I've found for myself, and I've got to tell you, and I was telling one of my friends, Rhonda, who is actually in the chat room right now having fun. Well, when I create a radio show, I come up with a title when a title pops for me. Mm-hmm. It's really interesting because now I could create the title 6 weeks out, but the week prior to the show, I seem to live the show, so I can really bring my all to it.
Yes.
Do you ever have that happen?
Yes. I often have that happen.
It's like, oh my God. So I was really, like yesterday, I kind of hit that wall, that brick wall, where you just want to like go, okay, I want to kill everybody in my, in my eye line.
That you say that because I had one. This is a perfect time for us to have this show, and Law of Attraction would have it that way. I had my off day yesterday. I had of my off days yesterday. Yes, I did. Quite honestly, Christine, I did not connect with my shower until about 5 p.m. yesterday. And I said, my kids were in the room, and I said, do you hear that? I was in my bed still at noon. My kids came into the room, and they said, I go, did you guys hear that? And they go, what? And I go, don't you hear my pillow singing? Oh, won't you stay with me? Because you're all I need. And they're like, oh, my God, Mom, really? Right? So I was just having one of those days where I really had to pull it together around 5:30 and jump in the shower. And I looked at myself, and I looked in the mirror. I'm like, who are you? What have you done with the goddess?
Yeah, where did the goddess go?
Where did the goddess go? I looked in the mirror, and I just about screamed. I'm like, who are you? What have you done with the goddess?
Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, I probably had, honest to tell you the God's truth, I didn't look at her yesterday because I was too afraid to see what I would see. Yeah, but I was having one of those days, and it wasn't funny, and I don't know if you were just like, you just didn't feel like getting up, but I was having one of those, emotionally beating myself up, what's wrong with me, like everything felt like it was completely falling apart, and I was holding on by the, my bare nails. Like it was intense.
I'll top your day. I had a pimple. I had a zit. Okay? Top that, Christine McIver. I'll see your bad day, you slap as a goddess, and raise you a zit.
I'll raise you too. I had 2 yesterday.
I dropped $355 in Shoppers Drug Mart at 10 o'clock last night on blue light devices and anything that I could that would exfoliate half of my face off because I had to shoot 3 shows today. Top that, Christine McIver.
Okay, no, you win. Hail to Priya. Hail to Priya. She had the worst day.
Look, I wanted to really bring it for the show, like you talked about. I'm like, look, I need to own this day off business that she speaks of. What is this day off of the goddess, the off day? Let me own this. Let me feel this. Let me be one with the off day of the goddess. Oh,
my God. You're killing me. And we haven't even started drinking yet.
Speak for yourself, sister. No.
Okay. So we're going to take a little break. And when we come back from our break, we're going to get into a little bit more serious, not a whole lot because this is fun, but a little bit more serious about what we really do when, and Priya and I are both going to talk about what each of us does when we are in that space and, how long it happens, how long it can last for, the residuals of it, and what are some of the tools that we can do to change it. And how we can, even the kindness that we can be for ourselves. So, Priya, try not to run away on me. I know you're probably...
chair like glue. I got you.
Okay, cool, awesome. Okay, thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Please stay with us. We're going to have a lot more fun. You are listening to Inspired Choices Radio on A2Zen.fm, and we will be back right after the break.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on the past or what others think. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire in this moment? By tuning into Inspired Choices Radio Show with Possibilities Coach Christine McIver, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to do just that. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to create the life and living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices Radio Show.
As a kid, I was told that all sugar is bad, and yet studies have shown that the brain functions on sugar. The more you think, the more sugar you require. Wow, what else is different than what we've believed? Hi, I'm Danielle, and I'd like to invite you to my special 3-part teleseries, Myths About Bodies We Learned as Children, August 11th through the 13th. So much of what we are creating our bodies from are the points of view we were raised with. What if there was something different? What if we are not subject to our family's history? What if putting salt on those potatoes doesn't actually ruin us? During this unique series, we will use the tools of Access Consciousness to dispel the myths that we were trying to create our life and our bodies from. Myths about bodies we learned as children. To register, please go to daniellecarter.accessconsciousness.com. That's DONNIELLECARTER.accessconsciousness.com.
Managing your emotions is often seen as a hard thing to do. But what if that was a contribution in order to fully awaken who you really are? If you're not achieving your dreams in any area of your life, it's because you are not connecting with the emotions behind those dreams. Not because you can't, but because you haven't been taught how to. To learn how to change all of this, contact the emotional intelligence strategist, Joanne Delcore. Joanne can be found at www.joannedelcore.com or email joanne@joannedelcore.com. Working with Joanne, you'll receive tools and information that will bring you to a place of true, sustained emotional health and happiness for you, your kids, and your family. Being visible, being social, being heard. What desires are you ready to create? Would you like to take the next step to creating a potent presence on the web? Would it create more possibilities and expansion in your life? BeingVisible.ca offers website, social media, radio show creation, and more. Creating with consciousness, bringing the energy of you to your audience. Are you ready to connect with your audience clearly, regularly, and with ease? Christine McIver and Carol Glover work with individuals and organizations to create a powerful presence on the web. Personal attention and one-on-one training creates the ease with expanding you. Are you ready? Connect today at beingvisible.ca.
This is Inspired Choices Radio Show with Possibilities Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program today, please call toll-free in the U.S. 815-880-8255, TALK, or Canada 613-800-8736. Or you can Skype us. Our Skype name is a2zen.fm. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Inspired Choices, and I have a wonderful guest tonight, Priya Ali, with me, and we were talking about what to do when you have the day off. The goddess has a day off, and Priya is definitely a goddess, and I consider myself a goddess as well, and I think that all women should consider themselves a goddess. What do you think, Priya?
Oh, definitely. Absolutely.
And why not, right?
Well, it must be. And I think we should all consider women goddesses, men and women.
And what would you say the definition of a goddess is?
What would I say? I believe a goddess is just a woman in her beauty, in her glory, in her strength, in her power, in her softness, and in her nurturing of herself and others.
Cool. I think that a goddess is a woman that knows who she is, knows her abilities, and isn't afraid about stepping up to being who she truly is.
Yes.
Regardless of what anybody else believes.
Yeah.
So Priya, you had a day off yesterday from being the goddess, and I definitely was no goddess yesterday, except I would maybe say I was demanding change in my life. It just showed up in a really shitty way.
Mm-hmm.
in a way that had me on my knees in tears half the day, which interesting. But hey, you know, I'm here. It's a new day, thank God. Like my mom said, the sun will come up again tomorrow. So
I thought that was Annie. Was that your mom?
I knew it.
Whatever.
As soon as I said it, I knew you were going there. I thought you were going to start singing. Don't.
You better stop me now. You told me to put my serious hat on, so I will not burst out into tomorrow right now.
Okay, cool. We'll sing later. But, you know, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I used to have a lot more non-goddess days than I do today. And what often kept me in that energy of beating myself up was judging myself that I was beating myself up, judging myself that I sucked or there was something wrong with me, or, you know, just that self-judgment again coming up around anything that was occurring, as opposed to going, you know, I'm just sad, or I'm just angry, or I'm just frustrated, right? But it's like this self-judgment would always layer around it, and it did come up yesterday, and then it did, you know, thankfully, I have a beautiful friend Rhonda, who, you know, just looked at me and she just like, she wasn't having that. And she could see where I was at. And she's like, okay, like, who are you being right now? You know, and that kind of just, it did kind of have me step back and go, oh yeah, wait a minute. Right? Yeah. Because even if I'm not going to be the goddess, that doesn't mean I have to be some fucked up version of an old me or someone else. So what do you do when you're in that really dense place that it's really pulling you out of that goddess energy of loving who you be and knowing that everything's going to be just fine?
Well, what I do, first of all, I try to catch myself as quickly as possible in that, in the sense that not so much always just to turn it around right away, but just to know, you know, have that awareness within myself of what's actually going on within me, and to have that connection to myself to say, hey, what am I feeling right now? And I used to jump back from zero to hero, so to speak, as quickly as possible. But what I've learned to do, probably in the last couple of years, is to allow myself to feel whatever it is I'm feeling, and to kind of, you know, investigate and kind of just get a sense of where it's coming from, what's led me there, and really check out how rational the thought process is. Because as you said yesterday too, when you were sort of sitting there and your friend Rhonda says to you, well, who are you right now? It's a good question. Who are you right now? And what information are you using to come to that conclusion that you're not good enough or whatever it is? It's usually something very irrational. And so what I do is sort of try to put it into perspective a little bit to start. And then I start doing things that feel good to me, in the sense that most people might say, well, so you just decide to schlep it out in bed all day and stay in your pajamas. And there are some days where that is the best thing for me, and it's what I need, because I recognize how hard I go. And so it's really truly listening to my body, my mind, and my spirit. Really giving them those elements of my being, what they need, and without judgment. It's not even so much, trying to get myself back on track, but it's the losing the judgment of what my mind, body, and spirit are telling me they need at that time. Because sometimes you feel like, oh, come on, really, body? You want to sit in bed all day? It's a sunshiny day outside. Don't you want to get out? And body's like, no, fuck you, I don't.
I love it.
Right? Or mind, come on, can't you choose a better thought right now? And it's like, nope, I got nothing. This is the best one I can come up with. And so sometimes it's just, I've learned to really let those elements of my being just express and feel what they need to feel at that point in time. And not let it carry on for super long, but just let it be, because I think it's like a child that's testing you. For those of us who have kids, it's like, mommy, you're like, what? We could just stop already. And I feel like those parts of our being need to speak up, and they need to be heard, and they need to be acknowledged as to what it is that we're feeling in that moment, rather than just fast forward to the remedy for it or how to get out of it.
Right. So it's if I can just twist it a little bit, it's that honoring of whatever's being asked to be honored.
And
right?
Sometimes it's fear and shit.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that either.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, and what I found, and it certainly was the case yesterday, and it has been the cases before, is when I was allowing myself to be with it, and not actually connecting with somebody who would try to talk me out of it or fix me,
Yes.
but when I was allowing myself to be with it and just let it come up, and allow myself to release whatever it was asking to be released. There was tears, and then there was a bit of anger and whatever. But when I was allowed myself to do that, it's like I empty out the crap. Now that's what it is for me, and I know for a lot of other people, when we push it down, and I used to see this so much with women who were not willing to speak what was going on for them, when they would go, no, that's bad, I shouldn't say those things, I shouldn't feel that way, and they were pushing it down. One day, they would blow like a friggin' volcano and kill people in their wake.
Absolutely, because you're going to blow.
Yeah, they weren't honoring it. I love what they're saying in the chat room. I'm just going to read a couple of things. Keisha says she has some good grumpy goddess days sometimes. That's awesome, and it sounds like she allows that. Somebody said there's an Urban Dictionary definition, a woman who is so beautiful, brilliant, and wholesome that she is simply not like any other woman on earth, and therefore possesses some sort of uncommon spiritual element that cannot be solidly defined, it is clearly, while it cannot be solidly defined, it is clearly present. I like that. Faith says we all need friends to remind us of our goddessness, because there are too many wonderful goddesses who forget that, and that's not cool. Totally agree with that. And she says that in her PJs all day, or sometimes it's awesome, feeling much more goddessy now, though. So, what if we were allowing ourselves to be without the judgment? Would the goddess come up even faster? Would she be able to be more present even when she doesn't have her bling on?
Yeah, and I think so, but I also think that is part of the goddess. And when you say for her to come up even faster, I believe that that's part of the journey of being a goddess, is to recognize that that's what gives her that strength and that awareness and that power, is to accept herself for those things that she needs on all levels, and to allow herself to deliver and feed those things that she needs in her being. And when they may not seem goddessy, quote unquote, to other people at that time, but they really are, because that's what sustains her. Attaining things are really easy. Sustaining are different. I have a little phrase, you can attain real easy, but if you don't sustain, you won't be able to maintain, and you'll have to start again. So it's one of those things where if you can keep it going and feed yourself that way, it's all part of the cycle. It isn't like you've fallen off the goddess wagon.
Right. I like that. It isn't like you've fallen off the goddess wagon. That's fantastic. So, okay, so if anyone out there right now is in that energy of beating themselves up because they're not really looking like the goddess, feeling like the goddess, being the goddess that they truly desire to be, would everyone like to just be a little kinder and know that you can choose again? Just take that space right now and drop all of your barriers, everybody, barriers down, barriers down, barriers down. And if you were speaking to a child who was beating themselves up, then would you say that to them, that they were not beautiful, even though maybe that day they were choosing to stay in their pajamas? No, we wouldn't do that. So could we be talking to ourselves with the same energy that we would talk with kindness to a child or to a friend? And just drop your barriers and just know that you can choose again. You can choose to be kind and loving. And right now, just choose what would be something that would be kind and loving to me. Some days when I have that really beat up feeling, it even just going and having a hot bath, just being in the energy of water for me can start to shift things very, very quickly. So what is it that you would like to choose, that you've been holding back choosing, that if you would choose it, would start to change all of that energy that you're beating yourself up with? And everything that doesn't allow you to choose that right now with total ease, can we destroy and uncreate all of that? Yes, right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So what you just heard is the clearing statement from Access Consciousness that it's kind of like a magic wand. It can quickly unlock the limitations that we have around anything. So if you'd like to know more about that, you can go to theclearingstatement.com. So we are going to go for our second break, Priya, and when we come back, I wonder where the show's going to go.
I wonder.
Okay, everybody, stay tuned. We will be back shortly.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on the past or what others think. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire in this moment? By tuning into Inspired Choices Radio Show with Possibilities Coach Christine McIver, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to do just that. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to create the life and living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices Radio Show.
Managing your emotions is often seen as a hard thing to do. But what if that was a contribution in order to fully awaken who you really are? If you're not achieving your dreams in any area of your life, it's because you are not connecting with the emotions behind those dreams. Not because you can't, but because you haven't been taught how to. To learn how to change all of this, contact the emotional intelligence strategist, Joanne Delcore. Joanne can be found at www.joannedelcore.com or email joanne@joannedelcore.com. Working with Joanne, you'll receive tools and information that will bring you to a place of true, sustained emotional health and happiness for you, your kids, and your family.
As a kid, I was told that all sugar is bad, and yet studies have shown that the brain functions on sugar. The more you think, the more sugar you require. Wow, what else is different than what we've believed? Hi, I'm Danielle, and I'd like to invite you to my special 3-part teleseries, Myths About Bodies We Learned as Children, August 11th through the 13th. So much of what we are creating our bodies from are the points of view we were raised with. What if there was something different? What if we are not subject to our family's history? What if putting salt on those potatoes doesn't actually ruin us? During this unique series, we will use the tools of Access Consciousness to dispel the myths that we were trying to create our life and our bodies from. Myths about bodies we learned as children. To register, please go to daniellecarter.accessconsciousness.com. That's DONNIELLECARTER.accessconsciousness.com.
What if you really do change molecules by your interaction with them? What if the change you've been looking for is right before your eyes? What if the uncomfortableness that comes with difference could be fun? What if the closed-minded people of the world no longer determined our world? What if gratitude trumps judgment every time? What if your kindness healed the world? What if the earth is asking for your help? And what if you had the resources to give it? This is your invitation to step into something that Einstein, Marie Curie, Picasso, Da Vinci, Shakespeare, Aristotle all knew to be true. Hi, my name is Dane here. 13 years ago, I started to truly ask questions. Actually, I started to be the question, and everything changed for me. What if there are no dumb questions, or any question too large? What if you being you are the gift and the change this world requires? Is now the time? For more questions to create a change in your world, sign up for a free video series at beingyouclass.com. My gift to you, beingyouclass.com.
This is Inspired Choices Radio Show with Possibilities Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program today, please call toll-free in the U.S. 815-880-8255, TALK, or Canada 613-800-8736. Or you can Skype us. Our Skype name is a2zen.fm. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. So today we are talking about Even a Goddess Has a Day Off with my guest, Priya Ali. Now, before we get back into the show, Priya, people can connect with you through your website at what is it again? Hold on. living365.ca. Correct? Cool.
Correct.
And I know that you are being extremely generous tonight, and you have a special offer for all of our listeners. Did you want to tell them what the offer is?
I will. I'm offering you, Christine, what am I offering? I know what I'm offering. I'm offering a discount on my online readings, but I forget how much I told you.
It's a 30-minute, you said a 30-minute online reading with you. It is for $35. It's regular $75?
Yes.
Okay, I'm calling you after we're done the show.
So those are online readings that are done through instant message chat. You jump on and we just do a quick chat, and whatever questions you may have or whatever's going on in your life, I will tune into your energy and pick up whatever I've got for you.
That's awesome. Wow. Thank you so much for being so generous. I really appreciate that, and I know our listeners will too. That's fantastic. So definitely connect with Priya. I'm telling you, she is brilliant. She's definitely been in my life for a few years now and definitely contributed a great deal. So I asked in the chat room while we were at break that what was the one thing that individuals did when they were having a Goddess Day off. And some of the comments were awesome. So Rhonda said, phone a sister goddess. She also said, read, sit in nature, cry, dance once I'm past my pitiful stage, which I thought was very funny. I'm like, I know that land. And Faith says she pulls up YouTube videos that make her smile and laugh and into another character briefly. She's pretty fond of the character of Blank Space by Taylor Swift. I don't actually know that one. Priya, do you know it? You'll probably start singing it for you.
I do know the Blank Space. I have teenagers, so you know.
Yeah, that's right.
And a 5-year-old girl who's a Taylor Swift wannabe, so I know it well.
Okay, cool. Rioa said for her, it's different every time, and she notices that water and touch seem to change things a lot more quickly than others. It's great. I love all of that. I mean, just these ideas. I know for me, there's a couple of songs. I actually have Bruno Mars. Uptown Funk is on my phone, and when somebody calls my phone, I actually don't want to answer it because
it's ringing.
It's playing that song. It's ringing my song, and I just absolutely love that song, and that song can shift it for me. Like there's a few songs that really can shift it. So music and water for me. Definitely connecting with someone like Rhonda said. What do you do, Priya, when you're in that funk besides sing to your pillow or your pillow sings to you?
Yes, thank you. Beyond that step, next is I usually go for music. Music is such a great vibrational raiser. So I definitely choose music, and I'm really careful about what I do choose. And I may choose something if you go on YouTube, you can search for 528 megahertz. It's a frequency, and it really lifts your energy right up fairly quickly.
Wow.
So it's almost like a tuning. It's like sound vibrational healing, and it really helps to lift your energy up. So that's definitely something I tune into. And the other thing I might do is also on YouTube is a chakra balancing that you can do, either through an energy healer, or if you're on your own and you're having one of those days where you don't want to leave the house, again, jump on YouTube and Google chakra balancing. That will also help because it sort of helps you to get back in line on the spiritual level.
Right.
That's what I will do. I'll try to eat something that's probably really going to please me. Not something that I'm going to look back tomorrow and be like, oh, God, I can't believe I ate that, but something that I'm really going to think back and go, that was a good meal, I'm glad I had that, because I want to nourish my body and nurture it as well. So I'm going to pick something that's really going to give me a good jolt. And then I would definitely, it's going to be something that the way that I look. So I try to do something for my mind, my body, and my spirit. Make sure that, again, I feel good about how I look. And the next thing would probably be to read. So I'll either read or listen to something. I'm a big fan because I teach a lot of attraction. I love me some Abraham Hicks. So it's something that I might jump on and just listen to a few, just to kind of get me into perspective and sort of let go of that cycle of the beating up cycle that I would do to myself, and just kind of get into a different space altogether. So it's not one of those where I'm forcing myself out, but you just naturally just don't want to be in that space anymore. And as you do all these little things that start to let you raise your vibration, you kind of just want to feel better, you want to do better, and you want to be back out and doing those things you love to do.
Yeah. And like Carol says, sometimes she just gets bored with it, and then she just stops. It's true. You kind of do get bored with it. You kind of wake up and you go, oh, I feel the same way. you know what, that's so old. Like, I'm just going to move on.
Yeah, I think I'm done with that now. So I'm going to go back to being my other fabulous self in a different way.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you climb up out of the bed, you climb up out of your clothes, and you're like, yeah, okay, see ya. Yeah, I'm out of here.
Exactly.
That's awesome. So what do you think that's going on for people that are really not choosing or seeing themselves in being the goddess? What do you think's going on with them primarily?
I primarily think it's a lot of predisposed, subconscious messaging that's sort of sitting within them, and that's usually what I see. And people don't really even know what that means in terms of being a goddess. I mean, we're using this word today for the purpose of this show, but really to be accepting and loving of oneself. Those types of phrases get thrown around all the time. Go love yourself. That's I heard that. I just did a speech on that. Like, well, you need to love yourself. Well, what the hell does that mean? Accept yourself. Accept what? That I'm a loser? Like, they don't know what that really means.
Yeah.
So, it stems from, in my opinion, old messaging that's coming up. There's stuff that's holding them back that isn't quite cleared or healed. And it's just the awareness to not being where they might want to be. Mm-hmm. So it's that I'm here and not there. And you just keep focusing on I'm here and not there, and over there is better, and everybody over there is happy. Look, everybody even looks thinner over there. Their hair's better over there. Like, it's all that stuff that we get into our heads about that where we are right now is not good. And
right.
So I think that a lot of people are just not really looking for, how powerful, how wonderful, how loving, how perfect they already are. In whatever capacity of living that they're in. And we're so focused on getting somewhere else.
Yeah. And I think too it's like the language, the patterning that we learned. If you've been in an environment, whether it's the home that you grew up in or where you work, if that's the language that you hear, you learn that and it becomes, you become it. And you start to wear it like we wear clothes. And it's just, it's so insidious that you can hear people the way that they talk. And, how are you today? Oh, I'm, and it's just like this energy. And I really don't believe that they understand that they're even doing it.
No, they don't, because the language is hugely important. There are, I think at last count, there are 4,638 words that are used to describe feelings in the English dictionary. The majority of people, the average person, probably uses 10 emotions in their vocabulary. Like, do you know how much that leaves out? Well, yeah. I can tell you 4,628 because I'm a mathematician on my days off. But yes, it's such a small amount. So we get stuck in I'm good, I'm fine, I'm doing fantastic, or I'm outstanding, or whatever the positive swing word is for the week, right? And it's just like they get caught up in that, but they're not really into how they're feeling.
Right.
Like, what would that mean? They'd have to feel it. And what if they actually told people? What if you said, "Hey, Priya, how are you? I'm actually quite vulnerable, Christine. And you?" What's going to happen?
So I'm actually quite horny, Priya.
Yes, exactly, right? So, and it comes back down to that judgment. So we stick in this little safety zone with the language, and as well as the language we've grown with around our upbringing, our culture, whatever social circle we choose, and that language dictates your experience, and that comes from neurolinguistic programming is the language you choose to live your life. The way you speak, that will create neural pathways from your brain that will actually create dendritic spines, like little hairs on the side of your brain, that will lead you down the road that creates reality.
Mm-hmm. It's very insidious. But I do find that sometimes there is great rewards in the shit that piles up, because it actually has us look at it. And when we are seekers and we do desire to have change, when that comes up, it's like, I know for me, I'm like, this is not happening again. I am not having this, whatever it takes. I am changing this. So there can be a great gift in it, albeit I don't want to have that gift anymore. Thank you very kindly.
Yes, but, and you know what, I know we're probably going to be taking a break soon, but yes. I'd love to talk about that more when we come back.
Sweet. Okay, thank you, Priya. We're going to go for a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get back into this and answer and talk about what's going on in the chat room. Stay tuned, everyone.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on the past or what others think. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire in this moment? By tuning into Inspired Choices Radio Show with Possibilities Coach Christine McIver, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to do just that. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to create the life and living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices Radio Show.
Managing your emotions is often seen as a hard thing to do. But what if that was a contribution in order to fully awaken who you really are? If you're not achieving your dreams in any area of your life, it's because you are not connecting with the emotions behind those dreams. Not because you can't, but because you haven't been taught how to. To learn how to change all of this, contact the emotional intelligence strategist, Joanne Del Corre. Joanne can be found at www.joannedelcorre.com or email joanne@joannedelcorre.com. Working with Joanne, you'll receive tools and information that will bring you to a place of true, sustained emotional health and happiness for you, your kids, and your family.
This is Inspired Choices Radio Show with Possibilities Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program today, please call toll-free in the U.S. 815-880-8255, TALK, or Canada 613-800-8736. Or you can Skype us. Our Skype name is a2zen.fm. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Okay, everyone, welcome back. Wow, this show is going very, very quick. Before we get back into it, Priya, what do you have coming up in Living 365? What's the next TV show you're doing? What's happening in your neck of the woods?
Well, next week we have two dating gurus on. We had the matchmaker and the dating coach on that will be talking about the happy way to date, dating with excitement. That's what we've got coming up. We've got a show coming up on body image and kind of, what's the deal with how we feel about our bodies and some ways that we can help ourselves to have a better image and a better feeling with our body inside and out.
Cool. Awesome. And if anyone is interested in connecting with Priya, of course, you can connect with her at living365.ca, and those are the numbers, not written out. And if you are interested in connecting with me, it is inspiredchoices.ca, and I do have some classes coming up, foundation level 1 classes doing over the next couple of months. I'm going to be traveling, which is very exciting. I'm going to be in Kincardine, Cambridge, Sudbury, and in Toronto as well. So that is very exciting. I'm loving what I'm doing. So before we end the show tonight, let's get back into this. So we were talking, before break, we were talking about the gift in the off days, the gift in the crap that comes up. Priya, what did you want to add to that?
Well, I think it's an opportunity, as you say, it is the gift. But there's so many of us that are going back and looping through the cycle because we get our goodies out of overcoming it. So some of us have this innate need to go down into the crap because the best part of it for us is knowing our strength and our claim to fame, our superpower is I can come out of the crap. And so my invitation to the listeners is to stay out of the crap and commend yourself for being able to live and function out of the crap rather than going back in and having that be your superpower.
That is really funny because we talk a lot about humans and humanoids on here, and that is kind of like one of the traits that we've learned about humanoids is their superpowers of changing things that are really intense and indents and doing things at the last minute. And isn't it crazy how we will do that to ourselves so that we can find our superpowers? Yeah. What would it actually be like if we just started to choose what works for us in that moment and create beyond all of that instead of buying into we need the crap pile before we can move on?
totally. And that's the thing, it's those labels that are given to us. Well, mine was always, well, you're so strong, you just get through everything. And I'm like, yes, I am very strong, aren't I? And so I'd create more crap so that I could reaffirm and validate just how strong I was. And I came to realize the cycle. It happens with people in weight loss and things like that as well. So they'll go through the cycle of losing the weight, and then they go, oh, I had the binge, and I fell off the wagon, but I got myself back up. So their strength comes in going through the process all over again. That's how they get their goodies. And so what I'm doing now through coaching is encouraging people and teaching them how to stay at the height of it and feel comfortable there. Because a lot of us don't know what to do once we get there. Oh shit! Now I'm a goddess. What am I going to do? What if I can't maintain that goddessness? Oh God! I'm gonna have to wreck it and go back down, and then build it again, and then wreck it and go back down. Because if I maintain it, like, what if I can't do that?
Mhm. Yeah. And like Rhonda says, it's like proving energy, and it's getting validation too that we aren't as screwed up as we thought we were. So we create that crap so we can come out of it, so we can prove that we're not messed up, which is really friggin' messed up.
We can take more classes, and we can read more books, and go for more healings, and have more get-togethers and meet-up groups, and we can talk about our shit. We can open the toilet. We can look at it, examine it, sniff it. Like, it's what we do. It's what we do.
Until now.
Until now. That's right.
I say enough. I would like all the goddesses to rise up right now and say enough.
Rise up, rise up.
It's a singing night on it.
I've got a song for everything, trust me.
Oh my God, that is so funny. But haven't we learned to? So many of us, we are so happy. We want to. Oh, sorry, the words are escaping me. We want to cheer the hero. We want to cheer the guy that was down on his luck and he came out of it. We want to give so much. The underdog, thank you. We want to cheer that underdog on so much, and that's where, like, it's like a high. It's like an addiction.
Yeah, it is.
It's crazy, man. Okay, so what would it take for everyone to begin to really create beyond this insanity and really have it what we desire? And I think that, you know what, Priya, I think that a lot of us, like you said, oh my God, like when you get to the goddess and then you're like, oh my God, how could I maintain this? I think that there's a belief system somewhere in there that they don't believe that they actually truly do desire or do deserve to be that goddess or to be that brilliant or to be that capable.
Totally. And it's that waiting for the other shoe to drop syndrome. Well, I'm going to fuck it up sometime. I'm going to fail. Oh, something's got to go wrong. It's too good to be true. I'm not good enough for this. What makes me think I can be a goddess? I mean, do you know how many women would never say out loud, I am a goddess? They just couldn't. Yes, I do. I remember when I first said it, I'm like, okay, somebody's going to think I'm really arrogant and all this. And now I don't call the main bedroom that I sleep in the master bedroom. No, it's the goddess room. And there's a pillow that says goddess on it, and I have a blanket that says goddess. And it's like, no, I am a goddess. Yes. And embrace your goddess, girls. Yeah, I mean, I wear crowns around all day long. Like, I mean, it's just, you can catch me anytime with one on my head. There's no time for it. It's an everyday accessory for me. Priya, I think that's a TV show. Oh, yes, I think so. I've been trying to tell people that, but nobody will take me on. I will. Let's do this. Come on, I'll be bringing the crowns, no problem. That's right. Yeah, oh my God. Crowning glory. That would be awesome. So, you know what, I would really love to invite, on all seriousness, I would really love to invite everybody to claim, own, and acknowledge what's going on with you today and know that you can change it. Know that you can make another choice. There is a goddess in there somewhere, and allow her to come out, allow her to play, and please step out of the self-judgment. It will keep you down in the muck even longer. Priya, thank you so much for being with me tonight. I love it. I was really happy to have you on and what we could create. And as usual, lots of laughter and joy. Thank you for having me. You're welcome. Everyone, stay tuned. Next week, we're going to have more play and fun with Joanne Del Core, and we're doing Into Me, You Will See. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Inspired Choices Radio Show. Christine McIver will return next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Time on A2Zen.fm. We hope you'll join us. Until then, have the best week of your life by making the choices that bring you all that you desire.